great to be a Niner fan.
Great to be a Niner fan.
Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Yes, sir. It's great to be a Niner fan, bro. What did I say when I first walked up to you today?
It's great to be a Niner fan.
Great to be a Niner fan.
Man, not only did we play pretty damn good,
Yeah.
but Cowboys lost, Eagles lost. Like, it was a great week.
It was really, really amazing to be a Niner fan this week. Damn. I
Yeah.
didn't even think about that.
Eagles on a 3-game skid. But let's get into a quick recap of what actually happened this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You want to go first or you want me to go first?
You go first this week.
All right. My quick recap for week 15 of the NFL has to do with blowouts. So let's start off in LA. The Los Angeles Chargers, with Brandon Staley as their coach, hosted the Raiders. The Raiders came into town, played lights out. Defense played great. Offense played great. O'Connell had 4 TDs. And you know what that caused? That was 42 points in the first half to 0 from the Chargers. It ended at 63-21. And Brandon Staley, for the love of football, for the peace of my mind, has finally been fired. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean, you've been calling for it a long time. I mean, there's been people that have been calling for it even longer than you.
He's been wasting Justin Herbert.
I feel like last season on the show, you probably
called
were
for
calling for it.
I called for it last year.
It's been a while. You might have been calling for
I think
it
I
before everyone.
I called for it when he tried to beat the Raiders when they were ending in a tie and them going to the playoffs, which was 2 seasons ago.
I feel like you called for it. Oh, that was 2 seasons ago.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, all right, let's keep going with the blowouts. Lions blow out the Broncos. 21 points unanswered to start the game. They were rolling. Jared Goff finds the end zone 5 times and damn near causes a scene on the Broncos sideline with Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. They were going at it. I don't know exactly what happened there, but we'll find out more details as time comes. Dolphins roll past the Jets, and Raheem Mostert does it on the ground again with 2 TDs. What a masterful performance. Breaks a record for a Dolphins franchise, and it essentially eliminates any possible return of Aaron Rodgers from the Jets because they are now eliminated. So we'll see you next year, Aaron. You know I always kind of put you in my MVP talk. Dolphins, man, they bullied.
Do you think Aaron Rodgers knows that? You put him. You said you know that.
I hope so.
Oh, I was just wondering if he knows that somehow.
I hope so.
Oh, that's
man.
What's up.
We got that California connection.
Oh yeah, my bad. All right, go ahead.
All right, but Bills, they bully past the Cowboys in Buffalo. Getting blocked 30 yards downfield was not the only embarrassing thing the Cowboys had all night. They cannot find anything clicking on offense. Their defense looked like they did not want any part of that Bills offense. And Josh Allen, he didn't do too much.
Yeah.
Got the game ball somehow. I thought Cook should have got the game ball. But, hey, to each their own. They embarrassed the Cowboys. And what a great week.
Yeah. That's your recap?
Yep.
I mean, there was quite a few blowouts. Some good games, some blowouts. But my little recap, it's going to be highlighting the backup QBs, which has really been throughout the whole year.
Yeah.
But this week, I mean, you had Jake Browning versus Nick Mullins, the backup to the backup. And, I mean, Browning went off for 29 of 42, plus 300 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. And, I mean, just an insane clip at the end of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You never should have fucking cut me. What did he say? You should have never fucking cut me.
All because they cut him 2 years ago.
Was it the Vikings?
Yeah, the Vikings cut him.
What a moment. I mean, I love seeing shit like that. And just another moment like that. Drew Lock, I mean, obviously not against his team that cut him or anything, but
hasn't really played much.
Yeah, hasn't played much. I saw it was his first game-winning touchdown drive in like 3 years. And, I mean, you know, he was talking his shit. You know, he was doing his little put the backpack on, you know. And,
put that shit on.
Yeah, it was cool to see, though, for him getting that game winner. And great for the Niners to see. I mean, the one time we want the Seahawks to win the game. And then you had Minshew versus Trubisky, another backup matchup. Minshew mania all season. He's been going off. He had another 3 touchdowns.
Not to stop your flow, but Do you think the Colts are this good if Anthony Richardson's playing this whole time? I think
Yes.
Minshew Mania
No.
brought some experience, and I really think he kind of elevated them for this year. I'm not saying Anthony Richardson isn't the guy going forward, but like the experience and stuff what they're playing with, I think helped with the new coach coming over, kind of building that. But Anthony Richardson is the guy going forward.
I'd have to like look at the stats, but from what I remember, the Colts were still doing good when Richardson was there. Richardson was doing good.
Yeah.
Like he was having some highlight plays. I mean, he was obviously rushing the ball well because he's a fucking monster. And so I think maybe, yeah, Minshew was doing his thing, but I still think they'd be good. And I think it'd just be better for the Colts in general, obviously, for the future.
Okay. Agree.
And then you got Joe Flacco, who, I mean, my dog of the week. He had another win, right? He won his first couple
another
games,
$75,000.
Yeah, and then 374 yards. I mean, the backups all year. There's been 18 teams that have started multiple QBs, and
That's crazy.
multiple of those teams have started more than 2 QBs for sure.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, anything could happen, and stay ready so you don't got to get ready.
Hell yeah.
So let's get into it. Let's look back at our picks.
Dogs, matchups, games. Your dog, you just hit on it. Joe Flacco. Are we stamping that dog performance?
I'm stamping it. Like you said, I mean, he had the game-winning touchdown drive in OT, right? I mean, 374 passing yards, 2 tutties. I mean, yeah, he threw 3 interceptions, but, you know, he's letting it fly out there, dude. It's Joe Flacco. What do you expect?
Yes, sir. I'll stamp it with you. My dog, Trevor Lawrence, I'm not stamping this dog performance. He was 25 for 43, 264 in the air, 1 TD. Just not clicking. I know he finished the game, but concussion right now. I just didn't think it was a great performance. Only put up 7 points. Was looking for way more. On the other hand, my matchup, Amon-Ra versus Pat Surtain. Honestly, I gotta say Amon-Ra won this matchup, but again, my matchups aren't lining up against each other as much as I thought they were gonna line up. So not that Pat Surtain had a bad game. It's just
Amon-Ra lines up in the slot a lot.
Yeah.
And he's going to get his touches for sure.
What about yours?
My matchup was Stephon Diggs versus Stephon Gilmore. Stephon versus Stephon. And, I mean, like you said earlier, Josh Allen didn't have to do too much. Stephon Diggs didn't have to do too much. He had his 4 catches for 48 yards. I mean, it's not a horrible game. He had 4 catches on 5 targets. But, I mean, I'll get into that right now. Let's just get into it. My game of the week, Dallas at Buffalo. The Bills ran the shit out of the ball. They dominated. They ran for 49 times for 266 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, you don't really need to throw the ball. He threw it, like I said, 15 times or something like that.
Yeah, not much at all.
Yeah, Diggs didn't have to do too much. Josh Allen didn't have to do too much. James Cook had a hell of a game. I let him go in fantasy for free, for nothing. The week after, or like the week before, he's been like playing pretty well. So I'm feeling it. But James Cook is feeling it right now too.
Yeah, good thing you don't have to worry about fantasy. Yeah.
All right, bro. What's your game of the week? What was your game of the week?
Broncos versus Lions. Kind of already hit on it to start the show off. So I just want to reiterate that heated moment between Sean Payton and Russell Wilson.
Fuck you, dude.
You still hung up on the fantasy comment?
Nah, bro. Move on.
I've moved on.
Nah, you didn't. You brought it up again, bro.
I moved on.
You just wanted to remind me of it, bro. Fucking move on. What's your game of the week?
I've been talking about it.
Oh,
I moved on.
I didn't.
I moved on.
All right. Well,
whatever went down between Russell Wilson and Sean Payton, for everyone that was paying attention, unlike Josh right now, if y'all have some answers as to what was boiling on that sideline, feel free to put it in the comments, because that just, as a quarterback, head coach, yeah, you kind of like, as a player, you kind of listen to your coach and kind of take it all in. But it just seemed like a little more than that. So that was all I want to reiterate from my game. Lions won that 42-17, like I said earlier.
No.
Let's get into our best segment, favorite segment, 49ers.
Yes, sir.
Come out and play.
Come out. It's been our favorite segment for about, how many weeks in a row now is that?
I'm trying to think about how long I've been alive, how many weeks there's been football. Yeah, that's a lot.
So it's always been your favorite.
Yeah, I've always done it in my head before we even started the pod.
Oh, you've been doing the Niners segment?
Yeah,
all
that's
right.
my first outfit I ever put on. Put that shit on. Put that shit on. All right, for reals though. Before we get into it, Niners Arizona, I just want to say I am personally putting out 49er content on my personal TikTok, but we're gonna bring that to the Can't Lose show.
I'm just kidding.
We're gonna bring that to the Can't Lose show TikTok as well, because Josh is gonna do some game day fits and stuff like that. Hopefully,
yeah.
I'm gonna do it. I've been doing my flags, doing other stuff. And 49 faithful, y'all back us up. I know those followers are coming in, and the more followers, the more content that I'll be putting out, because I love, like, just even if it's a 15-second video, someone saw it, someone reacted to it. I think that's cool, and we're spreading that 49 love.
Yes, sir.
All right, Arizona game, talk about it.
I mean, there's obviously some things that we need to clean up, so let's just get that out the way.
Yeah, for sure.
We allowed 7.8 yards per carry. Yards per carry
Cannot happen moving forward.
Cannot happen. I mean, I was looking at all the guys, like James Conner had the bulk of the carries. He averaged like 7 or 8 yards per carry. Then everyone else besides that who just got a few carries was like 10 yards per carry, 9 yards per carry. Like,
missing way too many tackles.
yeah, missing tackles. Can't have that. Need to clean some things up. But, I mean, with that being said, there wasn't really too many downsides on the offense. It was really just that defense. So let's get into all the good shit.
All right, some stats. CMC, he rushed for 115 yards and 72 receiving yards. Boy, this guy, MVP play.
Yeah.
I know we have another MVP, but CMC is doing his shit.
Yeah, I know. And they're both vouching for each other. I know you've seen it. I'm sure you've seen it. I mean, it could go either way, but it's got to go to the Niner this season.
Has to.
It has to.
But besides our MVP guys, I know you have a couple more stats, so let's hear them.
I mean, Purdy, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions again. I mean, he's just playing at an MVP level, like we just said, and continues to do it. He continues to make these crazy throws. I mean, that back shoulder to Debo,
shoulder to Debo.
Yeah. The out route to Ayuk early in the game on like a 3rd down or something. Just the way the placement on some of these passes is just insane. Throwing the ball downfield, and I mean, he's just playing an elite level of football.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah.
I gotta say, our offense right now, like you said to start it out with, it's really clicking. And Fred Warner said it best on the Pat McAfee show earlier this week. He's like, it's easier playing defense when you know your team could put up 30, 40, 50, 60 points. Like, yeah, we're trying to hold our opponents to 0. But when we don't absolutely have to hold them to 0, like, it makes a huge difference. Our offense can put up points.
I mean, dude, ever since Debo's been back and healthy, he's scoring like 2 touchdowns a game right now, bro. Like, he's on another level.
Keep going off, man.
And, you brought up the Pat McAfee show, Fred Warner on there. I mean, when Jerry Rice and Fred Warner were on their show on the Warner House, they're talking about, Debo and Ayuk, and he was like talking about what do you compare it to, like what do you do, and Jerry Rice just said, you're basically just picking how you want to die. Like,
it's so true.
Yeah,
how do you guard all that?
You can't guard it, because even if you try and guard both receivers, and you got Kittle, you got McCaffrey, you got Jennings too, you got Juszczyk, you got the next man up mentality. Anyone who steps in there is going to go after it.
Yeah.
It's tough.
It's tough. And I'm glad I'm not on the other side.
Nope.
Okay. Let's get out of Arizona.
No, you want to talk about the deep? Bro, we can't skip over.
You know what? That's my fault. My bad to my defensive players, because we were talking about what they need to clean up, and we didn't get a chance to highlight their good stuff. So let's highlight their good stuff.
Let's highlight it. I mean, we were both talking about it before the show.
Go ahead.
Travarius Ward, 2 picks, 1 pick 6. I mean, he's been talking about it, right? I mean, he was talking about on which podcast? Eric Armstead.
What's that one called?
The 33rd? No.
3rd and Long?
Something like that.
Something by Eric Armstead.
Yeah, the pod by Eric Armstead. I mean, he had Travarius Ward on there, and Ward called his shot. He said he can be the top dog in the league if he just starts catching these passes, these pass breakups that he's getting, and caught 2 of them. Went and caught 2 of them. Took one to the house. I mean, come on, these guys, the Niners, bro. Talk about standing on business. You got Debo Samuel, who was talking all the shit the week before the Eagles game. Not even really talking all the shit, but he was standing on business, and then he fucking stood on business against the Eagles with 3 touchdowns. Same thing with Travarius Ward. We got guys that they don't talk too much, but when they do, they're standing on it.
Yeah. And just to confirm, it is called third and long.
Third and long.
I thought I was right.
Yeah.
But yeah, he played so good.
Yeah.
And when he got the pick, bro, he was so fast.
Yeah.
If we were clocking him, I'm thinking he runs a 4 flat.
I wonder what his ball carrier speed was or whatever. I'm surprised they didn't post it.
Stat that.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, one more thing, we got to talk about it. I just thought about it. I have it written down here, but standing on business, dude. I always bring it up to my friends, whoever I'm watching the game with. You see it week in and week out. Ayuk, after the plays, bro. DBs are pushing him, grabbing his face mask. Like, they're always beefing with him because why? He block. It's an inside run, a run to the left, and he's on the right side. He's blocking the backside DB, dude. Like,
he never gives up. He's a team player. He's not selfish. Mm-hmm. Talking about that, receiver blocking. Not to leave the 49ers, because we're still on the 49ers. But did you see Pickens' comment this morning or yesterday?
No.
They asked him, what's your lack of blocking? This guy does not block when they're running the ball, by the way. And he's like, well, did you see what's his name from Houston? What's the one that just got hurt?
Nico Collins.
He's like, see what happened to him when he's blocked? Like, I don't want that to happen to myself. If you're scared to block, like, I can't believe you would say that. Like,
yeah, that's insane. I mean, that's just...
And that's not the 49ers. That's the point I'm trying to make. The 49ers are not selfish.
It's not at all.
And we're going to block all the way to the end zone like you've seen in every single week.
I mean, you see them, too. They'll talk about, like, I've seen games where they talk about CD. He's not afraid to go out there and block. You see him, like, okay, he'll get a hand on.
He just stands in the way.
Yeah, he gets in the way. He'll get a hand on. Dude, Ayuk is out there blocking.
Yeah.
He's out there blocking 60, 70, 80 yards downfield. I mean, you've seen it. McCaffrey's talked about it before. Like, he's so grateful for it because not a lot of receivers do that type of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So that locker room's just different.
Yep. And that locker room's going to have to be different this week against the Ravens.
Yeah.
On Christmas, both 11-3. Christmas night, Monday night football, Josh.
Monday night football!
This is going to be a good one.
Hell yeah.
What a Christmas gift to the NFL as a whole. Like, not even just 49er fans, not just Ravens fans. This could be the Super Bowl preview matchup.
Yep.
Let's just say it right there. I know people said it, but it really could be.
Yeah.
So, in order for us to get things going, be on our side, who's got to be kind of a dog in this game?
I mean, everyone needs to be a dog in this game. We know football is the number one team sport. But I'm going to say one guy on defense, I'm going to say Fred Warner, dude. I mean, not only is he having a bounce back week after, a couple missed tackles last week, obviously we saw he got stiff armed or whatever.
Yeah.
Shit happens, it's a bunch of NFL players, a bunch of the elite athletes going against each other. So it happens to everyone. But big bounce back week for Fred against an elite defense, an elite quarterback who might be spying at times. Like, he's going to have to be calling out shit to the defense. And he's also going to be going against the other, some people are saying the second best, whatever, linebacker in the league, Raquan Smith, and the other top linebacker duo with Raquan Smith and Patrick Queen. So,
yeah,
him and Greenlaw both got to prove themselves, just to beat the Ravens and to, be the number one duo in the NFL.
I agree.
Who's your dog on defense? Who's got to get it done?
My dog on defense has got to get it done today. Well, not today, but on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Is Bosa.
Yep.
We paid him. He's played great. Let's go play great in a primetime game.
Yeah.
Show the world why you got paid, why you're the best defensive player in the NFL.
Yeah.
And make your case, because his case is coming on strong for Defensive Player of the Year. Believe it or not, he has quietly been coming back into that. I know he started off slow. Well, people say slow, but he really didn't. He was just
Just stat wise.
Yeah, stat wise. But I think he's got to have a big game, apply the pressure, and with that, our D line's got to apply the pressure as well and keep Lamar Jackson in the pocket necessarily. I know he throws good in the pocket, but I don't want him to hurt us with his legs.
Yeah.
I'd rather him hurt us with his arm than legs.
Yeah, we don't need to see any magic happening. I mean,
Yeah.
we don't need to see that. But that's why talking about that D line, we need everyone to get healthy. We need Armstead back. We need Hargrave. We just need to get healthy and play a complete game. And a complete game, we need the offense for that too. So who's your dog on offense this week?
Offense this week's got to be CMC. I'm calling for it right here. 4 touchdown performance.
Ooh.
I know he just came off a 3 touchdown performance, but I think 1 to tie earlier in the season record, right? 2 in the air, 2 on the ground.
All right. Wait, but you said reason 1 or whatever.
Oh, because it's Monday Night Football.
What's the third reason?
I don't know.
Let's just say this guy is more worried about his fantasy team.
No, I'm not.
Niners, bro. Come on.
That is my Niners.
All right.
And he just happens to be on my fantasy team. And
right.
I told you before the show, in the championship game this week that I'm playing for, it's so funny.
Let's keep going.
All right. In the championship game that I'm playing for this week, the other team has Brock Purdy and Deebo Samuel. I already said I want those 2 to go off.
Mm-hmm.
So if they go off and I lose and the 49ers win, hey, I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm cool with that.
All right.
CMC, though, I want him to go off as my dog.
All right.
Your offensive dog for the 49er game?
My offensive dog, Kittle leading the way in the run game. But not only that, he's going to be balling out in the pass game. He's going to have a big game, couple touchdowns, and he's going to help Fred Warner and Drake Greenlaw become the number 1 duo by, dicing up and routing up Raquan Smith and Patrick Queen.
I could totally see Kittle putting Raquan Smith on his ass on a pancake block this week.
He could put anyone on that D-line on his ass. Put Clowney on his ass if he wanted to.
Let's do it.
Yep, let's do it.
Okay. So we talked about who's got to kind of be the dogs this week. Obviously, we're both picking 49ers. Can we say what you said as your take, like on air, or you kind of want to hold off till?
We could say we're not part of the team. We're not in the building or anything.
All right. Go ahead and say it.
Or do you not want to?
I'm fine with saying it because I believe it too.
Because I just think, in our biggest games this year, our 2 biggest games, we've stepped up to the task and we've put on a whooping. Not only did we step up to the task, we put on whoopings.
Yeah.
We put on clinics, put on teach tape. We put on, just some of our best performances against our 2 biggest tests in the Eagles and the Cowboys. I could see another game just like that this week.
I could too. We're so powerful.
Yeah, so powerful. We're on a roll right now. We're hot. I know the Eagles or the Ravens might be on a 4-game win streak right now too. They're not on a 6-game win streak, and I just, I could see it. We have all the pieces. We have all the guys, and I think we match up well with them.
This win, right? We win this game. We win it convincingly. They're saying that Baltimore Ravens are the 2nd best team in football. With that, we'd really separate ourselves from anyone else.
Mm-hmm. Well, did you see, who was it? Someone, I've seen a couple places doing it. That this team has the best chance not to win the Super Bowl, to be the 1st seed. Which team has the best chance at beating the 49ers?
I haven't seen that yet.
Bro, I wish I knew who was doing it. It was literally, though, which team has the best chance?
Were they trying to line up player to player and see who would win the battle type deal? Because honestly, right now I look at the rest of the NFL and there's not a team that could go toe to toe with us.
Nah, I don't know exactly what they're doing, but I'm pretty sure the Bills are at the top of the list. So it might have been just
a team that's not even in the playoffs.
Dude, I know they've been at a lot of top of the power rankings and stuff. Power rankings are power.
If they sneak in, they'll be fine.
Yeah,
they just got to get in.
Yeah, they just got to get in.
All right. Let's go to Week 16 as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
We got dogs and games. We're not doing matchups this week. Christmas spirit. We're gonna just skip that and just do dogs.
I don't know how that has anything to do with Christmas spirit. But let's get on. Let's skip it.
Bro, I was just trying to make something up on the fly.
So we're not gonna do matchups this week. We're in the Christmas spirit. What are we gonna fucking sing Christmas carols instead during when we do matchups?
Duh.
Oh my bad. I know. I should have known that.
All right, Dogs. I got Raheem Mostert versus the Cowboys. This guy is gonna ground and pound, and that is gonna eat up that Cowboys defensive line. They're coming off a tough loss in Buffalo, and they don't play very good on the road. Miami needs to prove that they could beat good teams
Damn,
because I
bro.
still have Cowboys as a good team.
Dude, all you had to do was talk about your dog. Now you're talking about my game of the week. You literally talking about my bullet points, man.
Oh,
Damn.
I'll just stop there. Raheem Mostert is gonna go off for 2 tutties and over 100 yards on the ground.
Motherfucker. Damn,
My
bro,
bad.
that's crazy. Fuck your dog of the week, bro. Fuck Mostert. I love Mostert.
All right, go ahead and do your dog.
My dog of the week is gonna be. Oh, let me just talk about your game too, since my dog's in your game. Fucking Max Crosby. All I'm gonna say, 2+ sacks, and is gonna help the team get the W. I'm not gonna go too much further into it out of respect for my co-host. 2+ sacks though, at least 2.5 sacks maybe.
Guys, I was just very passionate about the Cowboys losing this weekend. My bad.
Yeah.
All right, should we keep talking about the Cowboys and Raheem and the Dolphins, or
Yep.
should I actually talk about my own game?
Let's get into it. Like you said, I mean, Miami, they needed to prove it at this point. They haven't beaten, I don't know if they've beaten an above 500 team. They definitely haven't beaten any of the elite teams that they've played.
Mhm.
Every, like, what we call, like, tests or whatever that they faced, they failed.
Yeah.
So they need this win. But so does Dallas. They're looking to bounce back. They got dominated, manhandled in Buffalo. In Buffalo, was it?
Yeah.
In Buffalo. So I'm expecting to see fireworks from both sides.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think Dolphins do pull this one out, though.
I think so too. I think it's about time that they start proving themselves like we're talking about. And I think it's about that time where the Cowboys start falling off.
So it's the yearly cycle. All right, Raiders, Chiefs. Like you hit, Max Crosby's in that game. He's going to be a terror in that game.
Mm-hmm.
I have the Raiders winning this game as a 10-point underdog.
Oh.
Reason why, I think the Raiders are playing really good football. Obviously, they had a good little bounce back game against the Chargers. They're just going to keep rolling right into the Chiefs. And the Chiefs, for some reason this year, they're just not the same old Chiefs. And it has to do with their offense, honestly. Their offense is not playing great. Travis Kelce, he's not playing terrible, but I think they're able to put more pressure on him because they don't have to worry about the receivers, because the receivers are just going to hand the ball off to the defense at this point in the season. So I got Raiders as a 10-point underdog.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's pretty crazy to me. We were talking about it that they're 10-point underdogs away. I mean, yeah, they put up 3 points against
the Vikings.
Vikings.
No, they didn't put up any. The Vikings put up 3.
Oh, the Vikings put up 3. They put up 0. But yeah, they just put up 61 against. I mean, yeah, the Chargers. Just their coach got fired and everything, but still, the Chiefs
sometimes you need those games.
Hot. Yeah, and then the Raiders are hot. Divisional game, just a double-digit favorite is pretty crazy to me.
Yeah. Your second game?
My second game is going to be Cleveland at Houston. They're both, I mean, this AFC playoff race is pretty insane this season. Like,
yeah.
A lot of good teams, a lot of teams that we may not have expected necessarily. But Houston is fighting for that spot right now. They're, can't remember exactly what seed they are, but they're fighting for the spot. I think they're the 8 seeds, so they're just out of the playoffs right now. And they're fighting for that 8 or the 7 spot. There's a few teams 8 and 6 with them. Cleveland's 1 game ahead, 9 and 5. So I can put them, right in the mix with everyone.
Yeah, I think this game that you were bringing up is actually Coach of the Year battle right here. You got D'Amico Ryans. Houston's been trash all this time before D'Amico Ryans gets there. Turns it around. Now playoff team. And then you got to think about the Cleveland Browns real quick. Because I know you made that face. You're like, what the hell? Think about it. They've down their starting running back, down their quarterback, down a couple more pieces on offense, down a couple pieces on defense, and they're right there in the playoff spot in their division hunt.
Fair
They're about to. They could win their division, right? A huge win right here could get them right into first place. Um, it truly like we always think of Cleveland. Cleveland's trash. Cleveland doesn't make playoffs, but down all these players, they're still right there in the mix to win their division.
Yeah.
So I got to throw his name into Coach of the Year possibility right now. So with that being said, who do you have winning this game though?
This game, this is, assuming that CJ Stroud is going to be back healthy, ready for the game. I'm gonna have to go for Houston in this one. I want to keep seeing them fight for the playoffs. They're gonna need this one because right now, like I said, they're out of it. But I'd like to see them keep fighting.
Aren't they tied for first right now with Jacksonville? Oh, because probably tiebreaker issues. But record-wise, they're tied with Jacksonville and Colts.
Yeah, and Bengals.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're behind them all, so they're out of the playoffs right now. The season ended today. They're out of the playoffs. If everyone won out, then they're out of the playoffs. So, and if they lose, they're for sure out of the playoffs. So
yeah, it's a huge game for them.
Big time game for them. Need Stroud to come back healthy. Hopefully, Nico Collins comes back. I mean, I'm taking Houston though, assuming that all these guys come back healthy.
Yeah, I wanted to take Houston. I really did. But I really think the Browns have the edge on this one because of Joe Flacco experience. He's just kind of finding the right guys right now, especially Njoku over there.
You're loving that, huh?
Lighting it up.
Damn.
Who would have thought?
100-yard games back to back, or was it?
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah.
Multiple TDs. He's just creating all these guys that weren't doing like hardly anything to start the year. He's just bringing their game up, and it's kind of.
And then you still got Amari Cooper, who put up 30 points in fantasy.
Okay,
or something like that.
I was watching that game. Amari Cooper just seemed to be open all game. Like even the throws he didn't throw to him, he was just finding any open spot.
I mean,
it was like a throwback Amari Cooper. I actually liked watching that.
He is top 5, top something route runners. He is an elite route runner. I mean, the releases, everything, like the cuts, he's elite. So
yeah,
he's gonna be open a lot of the time.
All right, my game number 2 is Lions versus Vikings. I had to highlight this game, division matchup. Lions go on the road. They got to get tested. The Vikings, they're struggling right now, to say the least. But it's a division game. Anything could happen. I think the Lions pull this one out. I'm gonna go with the Lions. But I think the Vikings go down to the wire with it. I don't think it's a blowout.
Yeah, I feel like Detroit's been in some close games in their division. I think they've definitely lost one against the Bears. They might have lost 2, actually. I think they lost them to the Packers, too, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, they're probably 2-2 in their division or something like that. Anything could happen on any given Sunday. But when you get a division game late in the season, you never know what to expect. So, yeah, Lions could be in for one, but I'm taking the Lions in that one, too. I think this is a season where they turn around. And yeah, they've lost some of those games, but they got to start winning some of them too.
Okay. Before we get fully out of the NFL, do you have any last words?
Bang, bang, Niner gang.
Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Let's go.
That's it.
All right. Let's go outside the NFL to UFC.
You know what? I got to say, we couldn't come up with any matchups because every time I was thinking of a matchup, I'm like, dude, what about the fucking Niners matchup? Like, dude, it's another week like when we were so high for the Eagles game. Like
we try to give more to all of the NFL and just 49er because we want to be like well-rounded. But you're right. It was all 49er matchups right there.
Yeah, sometimes it's just one of those weeks.
And this week it is.
Yep.
We'll see you guys on Christmas for the 49er Ravens game. But before we get out, let's talk UFC 296. Oh, yeah, I was right. Because we watched that together. We started off with a Buzz Bowl, some Little Caesars at Josh's house, and let's go. First fight.
Bryce Mitchell got KO'd by Josh Emmett, I want to say his name is. I mean,
yeah,
just a punch to the face. I mean,
got him right in the middle of the eyes.
Dude, and it was nasty. He started like convulsing or seizing, whatever you want to say. I mean,
and he is fine now. It's part of the fight.
Cool to see too. Like he even shouted out Josh Emmett, said like he'll thank him for the rest of his life and never forget that. Like he saw the replay and Josh Emmett could have came, with the hammer fist while he's on the ground, but he said Josh Emmett walked away. He was happy with his knockout. Like he said, he probably could have killed me if he would have hit me again, the way he was like convulsing or whatever. But he shouted him out. So it was a classy knockout that Bryce Mitchell took, and scary knockout.
Yeah. And then following that fight, Paddy the Baddy
Mm-hmm.
versus Ferguson. Unanimous decision.
Yeah.
I honestly thought Ferguson actually held his own for some parts of that fight.
Yeah.
Not all of it, obviously.
Yeah.
But he talked that shit and he backed it up.
Yeah. It sucks too for Paddy, like he said. Like he said leading up to the fight multiple times, it's a lose-lose. And I mean, it's because he's fighting the guy that's on a 6-fight losing streak. So if he loses to that guy, he lost to that guy. If he beats that guy, oh wow, that guy was on a 7-fight losing streak now. It's like, and that's exactly what happened. He beat him, and everyone's like, oh, you should have finished him. Dude, he damn near finished him in that first round. It came pretty close, but Tony Ferguson is a motherfucker.
Yeah.
He's going to keep coming forward. He's going to keep fighting, and that's just the way it goes sometimes.
Okay, you bring up Ferguson, keep fighting, right? How many more? Like, is he going to ride off to the end of the sunset yet? Like, I think his time's done.
Dude, the sun has set.
You even said on Saturday, like, who does he fight that it is a for sure win? Yeah. So he could ride off into the sunset.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Yeah,
we can't find one yet.
Nope. I don't know, man. I guess he's just not at that elite level anymore. I think Paddy is a good fighter and he's on his way, but he's not an elite guy. He's not ranked. I mean,
yeah.
And he dominated. He controlled the fight.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not looking good for Tony. It sucks to see. It's been like this ever since, I want to say, Gaethje or Oliveira or something, dude. He's just been getting dominated fight after fight. And
yeah.
It's crazy.
Okay. Next fight. I'm going to butcher this name. Shavak versus Thompson.
Rachmanov, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, absolute stud. 18-0 with 18 finishes. I mean, insane, dude.
He's huge. Like, yeah. He's huge. He's a freaking great fighter.
Yeah.
Like, talk about controlling a fight and just annihilating your opponent. That's all he did this, like, I don't know how else to describe it.
And Stephen Thompson is, I mean, I would say he's pretty much a legend at this point. He's a vet in the game. He's a beast. And he was also, trying to make his second or whatever, I don't know what run it is, but his run at the title, in his late career. And, I mean, Rachmanov, like you said, dominated, controlled the fight, and, dude, choked him out. All Wonder Boy had to do was wait 5 more seconds.
5 seconds. It might have been 4.5.
Yeah, and he tapped. I mean, he was probably going out. I don't think those guys tap easy.
Mm-mm.
But damn, 5 more seconds, dude. And he could have, made it to the next round. And who knows, with those kicks he has, he could have finished it. Anything could happen, it's a puncher's chance.
Yep. Next fight.
I mean, I really didn't watch this fight that much.
It was my least favorite fight of the night.
Pantoja versus Rayval or whatever.
Rayval.
The featherweight championship fight. I honestly didn't pay enough attention. From what I was, from the little parts I did pay attention, it looked like Pantoja was controlling the fight, and he won by unanimous decision. So
I actually thought if this fight had 2 more minutes or another round to it, I think Rayval would have submitted Pantoja. I don't know how
Pantoja.
I said that right. Okay, I think he would have submitted because Pantoja was gassed. Like they're little guys fighting in featherweight, but he was truly gassed.
Yeah. And
Rayval was still throwing some good punches. He just ran out of time to connect.
Yep.
And I know their punches aren't that powerful in that weight class, but just 2 more minutes, I think he would have submitted Pantoja. So
yeah.
Next one, last one of the night.
The main event.
It was a good one.
No, it was not.
It was.
It did not. Nope. Covington is a brawler. He is a freaking dog usually. He usually goes in there and he's throwing, especially early. They call him the Cardio King, Chaos Covington. That's 2 of his nicknames. And he fought slow. Looked like he was fighting scared. He wasn't throwing a lot of punches. Looked like he didn't want to get caught. And, I mean, Leon just looked calm, cool, collected, even after, the horrible shit that Colby said.
I can't believe he said that.
Can't believe he said it, but, I mean, Leon held his composure and kept his cool all fight. And, I mean, he looked technical with it. He looked like he had a plan out there, Everything he did was just calm, and Covington couldn't really touch him, dude. It was a weird fight to me.
Yeah. To say I said it was a good fight, right? And then you go on to say exactly what I have on my paper. Not a typical Colby fight at all.
Mm-hmm.
And Edwards just controlled and destroyed.
Yeah.
Controlled and destroyed. That's all I saw. Leg kick after leg kick, everything.
Yeah.
On the ground, everything.
Yeah.
And what surprised me at the end of the fight was the way Covington got up. Did he really think he won that matchup? I don't know why he got up like that. Maybe he was just happy he survived.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I have no idea, man. I mean, even in the post whatever fight speech, he said like, he thought he did enough to win the fight. I don't know what he
thought he did.
Maybe he got hit in the head one too many times in that fight, but he got dominated. He got controlled.
And the good thing about this card was it was actually a good amount of time. It wasn't a fast card like the past.
Yeah.
So it was a good UFC night as a whole. Shoot, I got nothing else.
Me either.
All right, Merry Christmas.
Oh wait! Friendly reminder, Shohei Ohtani is a Dodger. Let's go, Los Dodgers!
Bro, that's so last week.
24 World Series champions. Friendly reminder.
Bro,
I will be reminding you every week for the rest of the year.
Do you hear that noise? Is that your alarm going off? Because I think you're dreaming, bro.
Nope, I ain't.
All right, guys, we'll see you guys Christmas Day. Remember, bang, bang, Niner gang. We out. Deuces. Merry Christmas, you filthy animals.
And a Happy New Year, too.